So, the Ekadashi that falls in the Jyeshta Masam Shukla Paksham, that is this year, it falls on 25th June 2026. The name of the Ekadashi is Bhimseni Ekadashi or Nirjala Ekadashi, one of the most important Ekadashis of the year. And it is said to be one of the toughest Ekadashis also. Toughest in the sense because it is Nirjalam, that is, people do not consume even water. Now, basically, why it is also the Pandava Bhimaseni Ekadashi is because it was observed by Bhimasena especially. Now, Bhima was a person who could not live without eating anything, right? So, that is, his hunger could never be doused away, he could never fast, and so on. Basically, it was like a confession. Again, now this should not be felt that, oh, can't he just control his hunger or so on. The physique itself was Bhima was in such a way that it was, if he did not eat also, his body could not function, because that was the weight of his body and so on, and it used to actually weaken him. So that's the reason he could not stay hungry for a longer time. So this story that is there comes in the Brahma Vaivarta Puranam, and this was that time wherein the Pandavas, they were all living in Vanavasam. That's when Yudhishthira, he used to observe all the 24 Ekadashis of the year. Draupadi, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, everyone used to do. So Bhima felt bad that only I am not able to fast on Ekadashis, follow the Vratam and so on. That's when he approaches his own grandfather Vedavyasa and tells him that you tell me some way in which I can do, because it is a genuine problem, I am not able to control my hunger and so on. That's when, now it was not that Bhima had not tried. Bhima had tried many times, but he could not be successful. That's when finally he approaches Vedavyasa and tells him that he falls at his feet and says that I cannot fast my brothers Draupadi, they are all observing every Ekadashi, and I am just sitting in shame at that time thinking that why I am not able to do and so on. So you please tell me some way in which I can be able to observe all the merit of these Ekadashi fast, or so is it a bit short, or is there some other way and so on. Now Vyasacharya, he tells him that you keep trying, you putting in efforts also. That's when Vyasa tells Bhima that there is one Ekadashi that comes in a year, that is this Jyeshta Masam Shukla Paksham Ekadashi, that is almost the peak of summer. Now this year in 2026 we had the Adhika Masam, that's the reason we have 1 month delay. Otherwise usually Jyeshta Masam is the peak of summer, right? It's very very hot. So during this time conditions, the climatic conditions are also very severe, and in the summer season to survive without water is something which is very difficult. So but still Vyasacharya tells him that you please observe this Ekadashi. It will start from sunrise, it will end on the Dwadashi day, a full 24 hours Ekadashi. No food, fruits, not even water, nothing. Not even a single drop of water should touch your lips. And that's when Vyasa explains that Jalam, that is their water also is life only. And to surrender water for an entire day, that too in this severe heat of Jyeshta Masam, that itself is the highest form of tapasya. So this one day if you are able to observe, then it is equal to observing all the other Ekadashis of the year. Now Vyasacharya also said that if you follow this one Ekadashi, it is as if you are doing all the vratas, everything is being done, all your past sins will go away and so on. Moksha will come in, prosperity, longevity, all these things you will be blessed with. Bhima takes up the sankalpam. Now the Ekadashi comes in very very hot. Bhima also rises, he does his Vishnu Puja and so on. Just as Vyasacharya had told, he observes everything. It became entire day he spent in chanting, meditation and so on. Every morsel of food, water, whatever came his way, everything Bhima gave away. Now like we had seen before, it was not that Bhima used to merely feel hungry because of his enormous physique. Very very strong person, right? So he could not survive without food, so that was actually causing him a lot of trouble. It led to weakness, and by midday or so it seems that even the lips of Bhima started to crack, it seems. By evening time he could not even sit properly. The Pandavas all became worried, but still Bhima did not give up, and that's when he felt that maybe for the first time in his life he was not being strong at all. And by the next day, early hours of Dwadashi also, Bhima had almost fallen down unconscious, it seems. Now all the brothers, the Pandavas, Draupadi, they all come around him, and they knew that the vrata had to end on the sunrise time, on Dwadashi day. And as the first sun of Dwadashi, that is the first sun rays of Dwadashi came in, they lifted Bhima's head, and they bought a small vessel of Ganga Janam, few drops they put inside the mouth of Bhima. They also placed a tulsi leaf that is there, and that's how Bhima opened his eyes. The fast was completed. The merit of all the 24 Ekadashis, it all touched Bhima in this one single Nirjala Ekadashi day, and that's how it gets his name Nirjala Ekadashi or Bhimseni Ekadashi. Now the spirituality, or you can say the philosophy behind this story or this Ekadashi is, it was not given, this fast was not told to be observed for weakness also, but for strength. That is, if the mightiest of the Pandavas also had to observe this vrata, every devotee also should be able to do this. Moreover, surrender is something which is very, very important. Bhima, being such a strong person, also had to become weak, had to give up upon his physical strength at least for a day. So surrender is something which is very, very needed, very much needed and significant in all our lives also. Moreover, compassion or karuna is something which should be a part of every ritual. That is, if one person in the family is observing something, all others, family, friends, whoever it is, people around should also support equally. That is, just as the Pandavas also, by just giving those few drops of water, Bhima felt assured again. And moreover, Vyasacharya also further tells that you can also observe a Phalahari Vrata. That is, later Vyasacharya tells, if it is not at all possible for a Nirjala Ekadashi, by consuming fruits also, that also you can do. That is not a lesser version of Ekadashi. In some versions it is said that Vyasacharya told this also to Bhima, that is, do what you can do, but whatever you do it with sincerity and bhakti. Now, if you relate it to today's times, there can be few people who cannot observe it, right? Maybe a person is working, or a person is old also, some medical problems and so on. Maybe we cannot observe it that way, right? Without water and all that, because too much extreme if you do, if your body is going to cause you trouble, you lose your focus totally, right? And if you're going to fall ill or so, it's of no use. So therefore, whatever Yatha Shakti, each one of us, we can also do. So though Nirjala Ekadashi is told that one should live even without water, you can all observe as convenient. It should not happen that, oh, it has been told I'm observing something and then I fall ill the next day. That should not happen. So Vyasacharya also permits Bhima that you can also observe it this way. Of course, Bhima does it in the original manner only. Now on this day, what is done is Shaligramam, or especially Vishnu Bhagavan is worshipped on this day. Moreover, Vishnu in the form of Shaligrama is done. A lot of Dana Dharmam is being done, especially water, or you can say cooling drinks also. You see sometimes on the roadside people give those buttermilk, juice and things like that. So a lot of cooling aspects are given in charity, because it is peak summer that is there. Even umbrellas, clothes, fruits, all such things are donated. And on the Dwadashi day, the fast is broken. Moreover, on this day Vishnu Sahasranama is chanted specially for Bhagavan Vishnu only, like all other Ekadashis. This Ekadashi also is worshipped, and people also maybe visit a nearby Vishnu temple, also do worship there and so on. So this is all about this Nirjala Ekadashi day. It is said to be like an all-in-one Ekadashi that is there, observed by Bhima himself. Vishnu Sahasranama especially chanted, like I told you, on this day. And especially Dana Dharmam that we do is especially for people, like a community service also. So maybe water and so on for people around, because the climatic conditions are not very suitable during this time. It will cause a lot of trouble, being peak heat also. So what can we do to help public in general, help people around? That is one thing. Moreover, this Ekadashi is also, it does not come always, but this year if you see, when we have the Adhika Masam, we have about only, I think roughly about 38 to 40 days for the Guru Purnima to come in. So this is also that time wherein people start worshipping their gurus and so on, or like a gentle reminder to start worshipping your gurus. That is also, this is one Nirjala Ekadashi day. It does not come always this way, but this year it is also that time wherein a few days are left for Guru Purnima also, wherein people go and worship their gurus, meet them, provide for their gurus and so on. Yeah. So this is all the significance of the Nirjala Ekadashi.